I'm Ian Harper here with Dylan Flame and Jason Young. Today's episode of the College Football Connection, we're going to be talking about some big news that happened last night. Colorado officially leaving the Pac-12 and joining the Big 12. What's your immediate thoughts on this?
I mean, you might as well call the conference the Big 13 now, as starting in 2024, Colorado will be the Big 12's 13th member. And really, we should just get rid of all the numbers in conference because conference realignment just keeps changing it up. I mean, there's really no point at all. And on Colorado joining the Big 12, I mean, they've been struggling in the Pac-12. I mean, who knows? We don't know if it's going to change with Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, yet, because he hasn't even entered season number 1 yet. I mean, 2023 will be his first season. He's done good through the transfer portal, and he knows the NIL well, so they should be okay, but we'll see.
Jason, do you think this is kind of a tactic by Coach Prime to, kind of get into somewhat of a weaker conference so that he can have more immediate success at Colorado?
Yes, because the Big 12, after it's about to lose Oklahoma and Texas, so I think the conference will be weaker than the Pac-12, even though USC and UCLA's leaving. But I think it'll be easier for them to have success in the Big 12 than Pac-12. And also, the TV contract brings more money coming in for their team. So that's why they did it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really interesting move because we're seeing so many of these teams leave, and the whole, conference realignment, it doesn't have, like an angle or a direction it's really going. It's just a bunch of teams that any day now you could hear, oh, this team's going to be leaving elsewhere this year. This team's going to be going over here. I mean, at the rate this is going, in a few years, we're going to have completely new conferences.
Yeah, I mean, it just keeps changing every month, it seems like. I mean, conferences starting in 2024 is when Oklahoma, Texas are leaving for the SEC, USC, UCLA leaving for the Big Ten, and now Colorado leaving for the Big 12. These conferences are going to be unrecognizable compared to the recent years.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's such a weird landscape we have in college football now that you don't know what's going to happen. And we're going to keep seeing some of these matchups change, and a lot of teams are going to have some really weird schedules. And actually, on the topic of breaking news, we have some news in here. Utah has officially announced to leave for the Big 12. And as you were saying, might as well call it the Big 13. I guess you got to call it the Big 14.
Yeah.
I mean, it's every day at this point. That's something I did not see coming. I mean, this is a pretty bombshell breaking news. And I think now that the Pac-12 has lost another team, where are they going to go now?
I mean, the Pac-12 now is 8 teams. They still have some good teams. They have Washington. They have Oregon. Oregon State's been on the come for some years. I mean, they have 8 teams. They got to go into the group of 5. I mean, they can get SMU. San Diego State said they're staying in the Mountain West. They should go for SMU. They could possibly go for Memphis because Memphis is still in the AAC. Who else? They could go for Boise State, potentially, Fresno State. I mean, there's a lot of options. I just think they got to start going group of 5. I mean, they're still a Power 5 conference, but if they're not adding anyone, I mean, they're just going to fall off completely. And Utah joining the Big 12 makes perfect sense because Colorado, of course, needed a partner. And Utah, right next to Colorado, they built a rivalry for the past couple of years in the Pac-12, so I think it's a good move for Utah.
Jason, I kind of want to get your thoughts on this real quick. Utah has had a lot of success in the Pac-12, so this is not like a similar situation to Colorado where they're trying to get to some easier competition and try and get it to where they can compete. Cam Rising, Ja'Quinden Jackson, Utah offense has been really good. They beat USC last year. They beat Oregon a few times. How do you think this impacts their chances at both the college football playoff and, I guess, in conference play?
I think it gives them a better chance to get to college football playoffs because the committee likes the Big 12 more than the Pac-12 because if you look at the last couple of years, Oklahoma and TCU from the Big 12 have gone to the college football playoff, and there's only been 1 or 2 teams from the Pac-12 to go to the college football playoff. So clearly, it's easier to have success and go there from the Big 12 than the Pac-12. So I think it'll help them get to the playoffs instead of not going and just going to a New Year's Six bowl, which they don't want to do.
It definitely opens up a lot of very intriguing schedule possibilities, and I mean the conference it's just getting wild and wacky at this point. You don't really know what's going to happen next. The stuff that we're talking about right now could mean little to next to nothing in a few years as we're seeing so many teams moving. But I think that's just about going to wrap it up for today. I'm Ian Harper here with Jason Young and Dylan Flame. It's been the College Football Connection. Have a great rest of your day.